Well, as we all know, having an autistic child can be very difficult. But when a person with autism turns 21, their family has to face a whole slew of new challenges. Well, one organization is working on a new project that will alleviate the stress of those challenges for many of our Connecticut families. Joining us right now is Brita Darani van Regensburg and Cherie Collins. And of course, Brita, you are the founder of Friends of Autistic People. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Welcome to the both of you. Thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Brita, I want to start with you. I want you to talk with us a little bit about what the families have to go through oftentimes when their autistic child becomes an adult. Because things change.
Things do change, and it was quite a shock. For most families, it is a shock because somehow when your child grows up, things go relatively smoothly. There's always we always seem to be a bit in battle to get all the services our children need, but you don't realize that when age 21 comes around, it really ends, and then you are left to find the solution for your child, either a living or working situation or both. And there just aren't any appropriate autism services available anymore. They're not mandated by the state.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, Cherie, you were telling me earlier your son, Jeffrey, is 14 years old, and you were already planning for your son when he turns 21. How difficult is that? I mean, it must be really difficult planning that.
Financially speaking, we probably should have started a lot sooner because it's costing us a lot of money. We're trying to put money aside for him for the things that he'll need for his adult life.
And we were talking too earlier, Brita, about the fact on your website you talk about there are, of course, different, you said a spectrum for kids that suffer from autism or who have autism. But for children who have what you call classic autism or a little bit more severe autism, many times they're institutionalized. I think what a lot of you and I don't know, if you don't have someone that has autism in your family, is that can be very difficult, but then there's also the other side of it. When you're not so affected, they live a lengthy, healthy life. Exactly. So you have to plan.
Yeah, you have to plan. And you have to join FAP because we are a pioneering organization trying to get services on the books, a law, a mandate that provides autism-appropriate services for everyone on the spectrum. Nowadays, children are really not supposed to be institutionalized anymore. They live mostly in group homes or apartments. However, the services in these homes could be compared to the care or the workers that are taking care of these grown children with autism can be compared to workers in a senior home.
Wow.
Now, people with higher functioning autism and Asperger's, they tend to stay at home. Same thing, there are no autism-appropriate services available. And there's a pilot program, but that's limited right now.
And you just mentioned FAP, and for those of you at home, it's Friends of Autistic People, and that's what FAP stands for. Brita, why did you found that, though? What was the driving force behind it?
Well, I have a child. I have a daughter who has autism, who has classic or profound autism. She is 30 years old. She did not get the appropriate services that I needed. I'm sorry. And very little speech, therefore she's nonverbal. And so for a person, and many of our children with classic autism, communication is really a very difficult challenge. It's a challenge. And you need, it's difficult to communicate what your needs are. Right. And she's in a group home. And I found that the situation in the group home that she went to was so bad that it was a torture to leave her there.
It propelled you to want to get FAP underway. Brita, Brita, Cherie, what is it like for you, though, with your son, Jeffrey? What are some of the challenges you're facing?
My son has a lot of behaviors that make him difficult to keep in the home. A lot of things that get on your nerves, and there are safety issues as well. So, for example, he does get schooling during the month of July, but in the month of August he gets nothing.
Now,
so I'm home with him, 24/7, and it's tough because he does some really strange things.
Now, Brita, you have the farm project that's kicking off, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. Now, we found that after our daughter had been in 3 different situations, and the current one is actually the best so far, and we're very involved with them, we still find that due to the fact of funding, the lack of funding, the workers don't get trained. Our children they need to be out. Most of them like outdoors. They like to walk. They like to work with animals. They do well with animal-assisted horse therapy or dog therapy.
We're seeing some video of that right now.
There you go. Yes. And their eyes shine and light up. My daughter's eyes lights up every time I mention a horse and horseback riding. So we realized what they do. A situation that would be so ideal for them is a farm situation, a little village close to the rest of the community. In Connecticut, you're never far from communities, so not isolated, but a safe haven where they can continue their education.
Yes.
They take much longer to learn skills, meaningful skills.
Frida, how can we help, though? For folks at home and myself, people listening, how can we help?
We need donations. We found a farm in Newtown where Sherry lives, and it has the ideal acreage, 20 acres that are usable, not wetlands. We need to raise, to get started, we need $2 million. There is naming opportunities, there are donor opportunities. You can leave a legacy because nobody thinks of grown adult children with autism.
You're right.
You can be the first one.
Well, if you want more information about the Friends of Autistic People Farm, or you'd like to help out, come to our website, WTNH.com. Please click on the Connecticut Style link. Brita and Sherry, thank you so very much for being here. We wish you the best of luck with your new farm.